So you can see here's a voltmeter. Let's see, not this big. Here's the voltmeter, and over here in the corner is the 7-segment display wired up. And you can see this will not fit on one breadboard. So here's the Fubarino over here. Here's the 3 shift registers, and here is the rat's nest of wire to get this thing wired up. And then over here to the right geometer.
Fubarino is configured as a 3-volt voltmeter, comparing it to a real voltmeter.
So you can see, like if you're watching it, the video, what you'll see is cheap little DMMs that we have, they update like once a second, right? And if you look at the 7-segment display over there, as the pot's twisting, it's going, right? It's super fast, right? So I would say, except for the fact that this voltmeter could measure, a much greater range, negative voltages to very high voltages, ours can only measure 0 to 3.3 volts, but it's way faster, right? And it's just as accurate. This one only has 3 digits, and although we're only displaying 2 digits on this display, our A to D gives us 3 digits of accuracy. So I'm going to rewind it again, so you could look at the difference between the two. So this one's, it's a little ahead. When you stop, this one catches up.
Voltmeter, comparing it to
1.62.
real voltmeter.
1.96.
The response of the Fubarino is much faster.
2.1.
Microchip.
2.4.
The converter.
3.2. Gary last time. When I took 50A, when I was a student here at Mount Sac, the thing that was really neat for me was at the end of that class, they showed us how to build an analog voltmeter. I said, wow, that's really cool. I took this whole class, and it seemed like it was interesting, and I learned how to solve the problems, but it didn't seem very useful. And then at the end of the class, it's like, wow, I can build a voltmeter. I can actually build something useful. I took all the microprocessor classes when I took them here, and there was like 6 or 7 microprocessor classes, and by the time we had finished the class, we had not built anything practical. And I always thought, man, it would have been cool if we'd made a voltmeter. Because I could see, after taking all those classes, I could see how to make a voltmeter. It wasn't that hard, we just never did it. And so that's why I have it in the class, was because I wanted to show you, look, you take this class, there's not a lot of information. I mean, it feels like a lot, right? This class feels like a lot of information because you just haven't fully grasped the world of electronics and what's really out there. This class is nothing. There's nothing in this class. It is a minuscule pinch of salt compared to the greater world of electronics, right? I had a friend once tell me she got a DigiKey catalog, and she told me there are literally thousands of diodes, and there are, right? So if you haven't ever looked at a DigiKey catalog or a component catalog, there are thousands of diodes, thousands, and they exist in probably tens to hundreds of families, right? There are thousands of microprocessors out there. There are, just thousands of different types of LEDs, right? So when we study electronics, we try to study the general picture and the general ideas, A to D converters, diodes. We talk about diodes. We don't talk about a specific diode. We talk about parameters like forward voltage and stuff like this. And these things change from part to part, but to really get a big grasp of things, there's a lot out there. So, and I still feel like I don't know anything, right? I don't know anything, right? But I know a lot, and you'll get there too. It just takes time. So, all right. Any questions on that? Does that help a little more, Gary? I know you started digging into this.